I'm back! G'day, it's Brack the Warboss here. In this video, I asked just how bad is the new codex? Look, there's been a lot of consternation over the interwebs, with many saying that the orcs have been nerfed and this is the worst orc codex ever. Now, I believe people are allowed to voice their opinions. Difference in opinions is a good thing. Debate in the orc community is a good thing and should be encouraged, as long as that debate is respectful. I know this subject can get heated, yes. I know that a lot of people have put a lot of time, money and energy invested into this hobby, and their concerns should be addressed. But I do believe we need to compose ourselves and try to look at the new codex a little bit more objectively. Now, to those people who think this codex is the worst ever, I have to respectfully disagree. The 7th edition in my mind was the worst codex I played. Putting aside the glaring obvious editing errors in this book, I suspect these will be addressed in the FAQ, it's not all that bad. Sure, we lost Daka. No exploding dice. Grots are expensive and don't have objectives secured anymore. The green tide is no more. Morale seems to be less effective and a bit worrisome, and a lot of the custom jobs they gave us in the Snagger of the Beast have now either been changed or disappeared. And there's those oddities, such as truck boys not being able to go on trucks, possibly a mistake which could be rectified. One can hope. We actually get some good things. Dare I say it, we get some great, awesomely orky things. We now have access to more models than I have ever experienced. And I've been playing this since about 10 years. What's that? That's the 5th edition. The Beast Snagger Ranger is a special kind of amazing. Most units in this range rule are quite good. Sure, 20 Snagger boys, not 30, was a bit of a surprise, but with a strength and toughness of 5, they possibly don't need that many boys to get things done. And Mozrag, what a beast! The only unit which doesn't seem to be good on paper is Zogrod Wartsnagger, which is a bit of a shame. He seems out of place as a Beast Snagger, and let's face it, we won't be seeing a lot of Grots in lists anymore, so he does seem to be a bit redundant. But besides him, I am loving the possibilities and the opportunities the Beast Snaggers seem to give us. Now, some really good stuff. Look, we have access to 18 HQ choices. That's so bloody good. We were asking for more HQs and we got them. Not only do we get to call a proper WAR. I've missed calling a WAR. Hasn't been available for a while. Sure, in the last codex the WAR rule let us advance and charge if your war boss was close and you could do it any turn. Now we have a WAR which is not dependent on the closeness of a war boss, but can affect all your army and goes for 2 turns. You have the WAR, which can be called by a war boss, and it seems to favour melee and crumping. Then you have the Speed WAR, which can be called by a speed boss. That's a war boss on a bike or a death kill war trike, and that seems to favour vehicles and bikes when they're shooting. Now, if your army has Ghazghkull, then you get both WARs. Now, these new WAR rules are certainly different and will force us to play differently, but there are some pretty good possibilities here. Other good things in this codex are Burners got good with 12-inch range and D6 auto hits. Flash kits are no longer restricted to freebooters. Freebooters can now access the clan rules of any detachment you put them in. The boss head bunker can be put in a teleport, folks. And this can only be a good thing. Look, it may be FAQ'd, but until then, it ain't. And I'm going to keep it if I can. All vehicles except the Nort and the Stomper have Ramshackle, which got better. No longer reduces damage to 1 on a 6+, but reduces all damage by 1 dished out by weapons with a strength of 7 or less. Much more versatile. Both the Morkanaut and the Gorkanaut have moved to the Lord of War slot. and this opens up more opportunities for heavy support units. And speaking of the laws of war, the Stomper got cheaper, and it's now a killing machine. All that DACA. Expect to see more Stompers. These are the obvious good things. I expect there are more. What I'm finding while reading this codex more and more is that there are lots of little nice surprises. I think there are more nice surprises in this codex than nasty surprises. Well, that's been my experience. I think the nasties just seem a little bit more visible because that is the nature of change. We always seem to notice the bad stuff before we see the good stuff. What I think this codex is doing is forcing us to play orcs differently than what we are used to. And I think that's a good thing. Now, this isn't a new thing. A new codex have always brought changes, some good, some bad. With this codex, we'll be putting some of our favourite units in mothballs, bye-bye grots, and dusting off some old units we haven't used for ages, hello burners and warbikers. And we will be looking at some units which we have never thought of using in a billion years. I'm looking at you, Rucker Truck Squid Buggy. I, for one, will be seeing if I can make truck lists work again. And the burners are coming off the shelves, and I can't wait to get my hands on the Beast Snagger range. So, what do you think? Have I convinced you yet? What will you be looking forward to using the most in this new codex? What are you going to be sad of having to put away? Please, put your comments below. Let's have a conversation. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please like, subscribe and share. Do all the algorithmic things. And if you would like to help me out financially, there's always Buy Me a Coffee and Patreon. The links are in the description. Okay, time to toddle off. So remember, if you go on crumpin', you've got to bash early and bash often.